Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles, and welcome to the final part of my new author audit. Shout out to Nat from Nerdy Nat Reads for coming up with a better name than what I had. I decided to condense the third and fourth parts just to make it one video and get it out of the way. So because of that, I have like 25 authors to get through, I think, and we're gonna try to do this as quickly as possible. But again, these are new to me authors that I read for the first time in 2023 and whether or not I would read them again. First is Sarah El Arifi. I read the first two books in the Ending Fire trilogy and I would definitely read from her again. I'm hoping that arcs of book 3 go up. She just did a cover reveal and I love it. I cannot wait to see how this ends. I know that she also has a Fae book coming out and I don't really like Fae, so I'm not planning on reading that, but I have some friends that are planning to and I hope that it's good, but I would definitely read from her again. Next is Cecily Bowen, author of Bad Fat Black Girl. This book was nonfiction and partially educational and part memoir, so I don't foresee her writing anything else, but if she did, I would definitely pick it up. Next is Nika Marie, fellow book content creator and author of The Inevitability of Death's Gate. I did read that book. I didn't love it. However, I am still going to continue the series whenever she releases book 2. Jane Allen. So the publisher sent me all 3 books in the Black Girls Must Die Exhausted series. I DNF'd the first book and then sent them to Robin, hoping that maybe she would like them a little better. She completed the first book and then DNF'd the second. Actually only read the second to find out a little bit of information. That was kind of a cliffhanger at the end of book 1. So no, I don't think that I would read from her again. I did not enjoy that book at all. I believe I have a DNF review of that and I will have that linked for you. Next is Kelly Garrett. So I DNF'd Hollywood Homicide. Didn't love it. However, I did give her a second chance and read Like a Sister and I enjoyed that. She has another book coming out, or I don't know if it's out already, but it's called like Missing White Woman or something and I'm definitely intrigued. We'll be reading that. Next is Kwame Mbalia. Robin and I attempted to read Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky. Both of us DNF'd it. So I would try, but I don't know how far I'll get if I read something else by him. Next is Andrea Stewart, and I think maybe not. I DNF'd The Bone Shard Daughter after like 50 pages and just didn't care to go back. I've also heard very mixed things about that series. I think Angela did a should you read this series about that, and if so, I'll have that linked for you as well. But also from watching that, I didn't really feel compelled to go back to it. I DNF'd The Infinity Courts by Kemi Dawn Bowen. However, it's not that I didn't like the story or the concept. I actually found that very intriguing, but it was the fact that it was YA and full of a lot of tropes that I dislike. I'm also not a huge sci-fi reader, so I was intrigued by the premise, but the characters just weren't working out for me. So in the event that she ever wrote something that wasn't YA, I'd probably pick it up. I literally looked at this name and was like, who the fuck is that? K.A. Knight. This is the author of Den of Vipers and absolutely fucking not. The fact that I even attempted to read that book is a whole other thing. I did a discussion video talking about dark romance and being intentional with recommending things to people. So if you want more of my thoughts, you can check that video out, but no, I would not read anything by them again. Camille Baker is the author of Have We Met? And I DNF'd that. So I don't know, maybe I could give her a second chance. Maybe something else by her would work, but the concept of that book just didn't work for me and I didn't really care for the characters. Mimi Grace, I DNF'd Along for the Ride, which I do have a DNF review of, and I'm definitely going to give her a second chance. I plan on reading, I think it's Make a Scene. I think I have the audiobook of that, so I will definitely be reading that, hopefully sometime in 2024. Hannah Nicole Mayer, author of Assistant to the Villain and very popular book talker. While I enjoy her skits, I did not make it far in that book. It was not good, and I don't know what it is about the writing versus the acting, but like the skits are funny. I think it's cute, it's hilarious, but reading the story, I couldn't get into it. I didn't care, and a lot of people have felt that way, unfortunately. A lot of other fellow booktubers also were excited about it and didn't love it, so no, I would not read anything else by her, but I will still watch her TikTok skits. For Black Halloween this year, I attempted to read The Jigsaw Man, which is the first in a series about a detective, and I DNF'd it. But also so did all of my friends who tried to read it, so I don't think I would read anything else by her. Then we have Asia Monet, her debut, Era of Flames. I read twice this year, so yes, most definitely. Book 2 comes out in February. I can't wait, and I'm really hoping that she is able to get book 3 done by the end of 2024. So yes, love her. Cannot wait to keep reading more by her. Next is Lady Marie. I read the Sugared and Spice duology as well as Cinnamon and Gold. I didn't love Cinnamon and Gold, but I still really like her. I have 2 of her other books downloaded on my Kindle already, so I will definitely be reading more. Mieko May. This was a random book that I found on Kindle Unlimited called Take a Chance, and I rated it 5 stars. It was really cute. It's not a second chance, but it is 2 people reconnecting after a long period of time, and I really liked it. Highly recommend it. It's so cute. So Kasha Thompson. I tried to read Sight Unseen by her, which is a Black romance based off of Married at First Sight. I love Married at First Sight, but this book didn't work for me. So I'm gonna do an upcoming Kindle TBR video that y'all probably won't see until February. But I do have 2 other books by her. Both of them sounded really good, so I'm just hoping maybe that one didn't work for me and I might like something else by her. Natasha Bishop. I read Only for the Week, gave it 5 stars. I have a review of that and that will be in the description as well. I'm definitely going to read more of her. She has a series called Lost and Found, and I have the first book downloaded on my Kindle as well. Cheryl Lister. So she is one of the authors in the Bays of Juneteenth series, and I didn't necessarily love this book, but I think that I might give her another chance. Same goes for Sherelle Green, authored one of the books in the Bays of Juneteenth series. I didn't necessarily love it, but I would try again. Next is Angeline Booley. I read Firekeeper's Daughter finally and freaking loved it. Another 5-star read. Would read from her again. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I will at some point attempt to read the next book in the Firekeeper's Daughter series. Even though the premise isn't super intriguing to me, I'm gonna give it a try anyway. I might like it. I finally read my first Kennedy Ryan book. I read Before I Let Go, and I am planning to read the second book when it comes out. Robin had also let me know that some of her audiobooks were available to download on Audible if you already have a subscription. So I do have, I think, 6 other books by her. So I'll definitely try again and we'll see. Ruby Dixon. No, never. I forced Robin to read Ice Planet Barbarians with me, and it was mid. So I don't care about the rest of the series. I know that some people say, you know, book 4 is the best and what I'm not, no. Jill Duggar. So she released a memoir this year. I don't anticipate that she's going to write anything else, but if she did, I would probably pick it up. I didn't follow the Duggars when they were on TV. I only heard about things afterwards, and when I watched, I think the documentary is called Smiling Happy People, which I found interesting. So if she wrote something else, sure, but I don't think that she would. I do recommend her memoir though. Next is Tracy Reed. So I got a book from her the very first time that I participated in Stuff Your Kindle Day. It was called The Good Girl. Here's the thing. It's like a workplace, maybe age gap, billionaire romance or something like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try it, cool. I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, I don't dislike this, it's fine. But then there's a line that's supposed to be a joke about the main character being sold into white slavery. And as soon as I read that line, I was like, okay, this is done. So the main character in that is white, although I'm pretty sure the author is Black. I do have 2 other books by her that I got from a most recent Stuff Your Kindle Day. And so I'm gonna give those a try, but I don't know, it just like really turned me off, and I was so irritated because I was like, oh, this is cool, I'm having a good time, and then you fucked it up for what? Like, it was just so unnecessary. So we shall see. I will try reading those other books. I believe I got 2 in a series, so we'll see. The next 2 authors I am currently reading. So the first one is Marcus Zusak. I'm currently reading The Book Thief, which I've had for probably like 10 years. That's so bad. And it's not that I'm not enjoying, like, I'm intrigued enough to keep going, but also I'm not like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever read. And that was part of the reason that I got it, because everyone was talking about how great it was. So I mean, even if I do end up liking The Book Thief overall, which I anticipate that I will, I don't think that I would read anything else by him. The other author is Carrie Evelyn. Currently reading Love on the Edge, which is a bodyguard romance, and I don't know. I guess I'm not far enough in to see, like, our couple hasn't even met yet, so I don't know. So she is TBD, but those are all of the new to me authors that I read in 2023. Let me know if you have read any of these authors, if you have recommendations, or maybe new authors that you want me to try, or other books by some of the authors that I mentioned here. Let me know what new authors you've read in like this year. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.